I thank you, God, for most this amazing day, for the leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue true dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. I who have died am alive again today. And this is the sun's birthday. This is the birthday of life and of love and wings and of the gay, great, happening, illimitably earth. How should tasting, touching, hearing, seeing, breathing any, lifted from the no of all nothing, human merely being, doubt unimaginable youth? Now the ears of my ears awake, and now the eyes of my eyes are open. Every artist's strictly illimitable country is himself. Inspecting my autobiographical problem at close range, I am only incidentally a writer. Primarily, I am the son of my parents and whatever is happening to him. If there are any heavens, my mother will all by herself have one. It will not be a pansy heaven or a fragile heaven of lilies of the valley, but it will be a heaven of black, red roses. My father will be deep like a rose, tall like a rose, standing near my, swaying over her, silent, with eyes which are really petals and see nothing, with the face of a poet, really which is a flower and not a face, with hands which whisper, "This is my beloved, my..." Suddenly in sunlight he will bow, and the whole garden will bow. My own home faced the Cambridge world as a finely and solidly constructed mansion preceded by a large oval lawn and ringed with an imposing white pine hedge. Only a butterfly's glide from my home began a mythical domain of semi-wilderness, separating cerebral Cambridge and orchidaceous Somerville. Here, as a very little child, I first encountered that mystery who is nature. Here my enormous smallness entered her illimitable being, but the wonder of my first meeting with herself is with me now. In just spring, when the world is mud luscious, the little lame balloon man whistles far, and we and Eddie and Bill come running from marbles and piracies, and it's spring. When the world is puddle wondrous, people. The queer old balloon man whistles far and away, and Betty and Isabel come dancing from hopscotch and jump rope, and it's spring, and the goat-footed balloon man whistles far and wee. And thus I readily conjured a gorgeous and dangerous play world, somewhat resembling the three-ring circus of the five Ringling Brothers, and dedicated by dashing gentlemen to fair ladies and fine horses and other entrancing symbols of luxurious living. No paltry supermen, no shadowy space cadets, no trifling hyper-jungle queens and pantless panther women insulted my virginal imagination. I read, or was read, at an early age, the most immemorial myths, the wildest wild animal stories, most of Scott and quantities of Dickens, including the immortal Pickwick Papers, Robinson Crusoe and the Swiss Family Robinson, Gulliver's Travels, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, poetry galore, the Holy Bible, and the Arabian Nights. One city winter, I floated through chivalry with Mallory and Froissart. The following country summer, we had by then acquired a farm. I dressed as a Red Indian, slept in a teepee, and almost punctured our best Jersey cow with a random arrow in emulation of the rightful inhabitants of my wrongful native land. Poetic period number one had been nothing if not individualistic. Oh, the pretty birdie, oh, with his little toe, toe, toe. The one and only thing which mattered about any poem, so ran my second poetic period's credo, was what the poem said, its so-called meaning. A good poem was a poem which did good, and a bad poem was a poem which didn't. An inestimable treasure, entitled The Rhymester, diverted my eager energies from what to how, from substance to structure. I learned that there are all kinds of intriguing verse forms, chiefly French, and that each of these forms can and does exist in and of itself. A rondel is a rondel, irrespective of any idea which it may be said to embody. And whatever a ballade may be about, it is always a ballade, never a villanelle or a rondeau. As it was my miraculous fortune to have a true father and a true mother, and a home which the truth of their love made joyous, so in reaching outward from this love and this joy, I was marvelously lucky to touch and seize a rising and striving world, a reckless world filled with the curiosity of life herself, a vivid and violent world welcoming every challenge, a world worth hating and liking and fighting and forgiving. In brief, a world which was a world.